This is Vader Reviews. We are honored that you would join us for my review of the final chapter of Season 3 of The Mandalorian. Now, it's no secret that I have been marginally, shall we say, displeased with this season as a whole. And I have to say that, right off the bat, this episode was better than most of the season. But it also kind of annoyed me because it showed me how good the rest of the episodes could have been. And even though this was better, they wasted so much time on nonsense throughout the rest of the episodes. They had to rush through so many important plot points in this episode. It barely had a chance to breathe. So let's discuss what happened in this episode of The Bucket and the Muppet. Quite a lot, actually. Almost as if they tried to cram an entire 8-episode season into the last 2 episodes because they realized, oh crap, we ran out of time. Because we wasted the rest of the season on Dr. Pershing and Jack Black. When we last left our manly Mandalorian, he needed to be rescued yet again this season. But at least here, we got some wizard action sequences when he was kicking butt and taking names all by himself. He's pretty good at getting himself into trouble this season, so it was nice to see him get himself out of trouble for once. And this was one of the pieces of the episode that I truly enjoyed. Seeing Din go to town on all those discount stormtroopers, picking up various weapons and upgrades like he was working his way through a difficult video game level was pretty entertaining to watch, and I really enjoyed all that. Meanwhile, all the other Mandalorians are buzzing around like a swarm of rocketeers in an aerial battle to retake their homeland. Real quick though, that one guy that everyone thought was going to be a traitor that flew up to warn all the other Mandalorians, did he fly all the way into space? How much gas does he have in that jetpack? And also, since when is Mandalorian armor a pressure suit for space travel? And I know, I'm griping about the realism of a show that's essentially a dude wearing a bucket walking around with Gizmo from Gremlins as his companion, but even so, it seemed a little goofy to me. Meanwhile, back in the Legion of Doom headquarters, Din Djarin enlists the help of the only droid more cowardly than C-3PO, the Red R2 unit with the bad motivator from Episode 4, to break into the Imperial network and find Moff Gideon's hidden command center. Oh, and real quick, this is just a message to all the other YouTubers out there. Stop saying his name Din Djarin. The D is silent. It's like the real way you spell Django, okay? They say it in the show. You should know how to say his name by now. Anyway, while Din Djarin and Grogu make their way through Moff Gideon's facility, they quickly discover the villainous space fiend's evil plan. Apparently, Moff Gideon subscribes to the old adage that if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself, because they find a whole room of Gideons and cloning tanks. But here was one of the episode's missteps. In the very same scene that we see the clones, Din just blows them all up seconds later, before they even have a chance to get out of their pods and create a little havoc. So they introduce and destroy a major threat in a matter of moments. And that, boys and girls, is what we call terrible writing. Din faces off against Moff Gideon in his Rock'em Sock'em Robots Sith outfit. And naturally, he gets the crap kicked out of him once again, so Katan can show up and save his space bacon. During the fray, Moff Gideon breaks the Darksaber, so yeah, all that crap about who gets to wield it, I guess none of that matters anymore. In the end, Baby Yoda, Din, and Bo all team up on Moff Gideon, and he gets a spaceship dropped on his head, so the little green Muppet can save all the good guys from the fire with the Force. And admittedly, that's a pretty cool little scene. But I gotta say, I don't think we've seen the last of Gideon. One, this could have just been one of his clones, because he didn't have a mustache like usual. And two, fire just sort of enveloped him while he was in the little Skeletor He-Man pose, so I don't know. It didn't seem very definitive to me. After all the shooting's over, the Mandalorians relight the forges of Mandalore. And then, for some reason, instead of staying with his people, Din and Grogu moved back to Navarro and live in an Obi-Wan hut out in the middle of nowhere. It's like, dude, you just spent this whole season trying to get righteous again so you can rejoin your covert, And now that you've retaken your homeland, you decide to just up and leave? Oh yeah, Din officially adopted Grogu and everything, but I kinda thought he already had, so... Yeah, that was the finale. It wasn't a terrible episode. It was actually one of the best episodes of this season. My issue was, with all of the time they wasted throughout the season, once they finally got to the good stuff in this episode, they had to rush through everything so quickly, it made the battle to retake Mandalore seem all too easy. I thought the selling point of these 8-episode seasons was supposed to be that there would be no filler. All killer, no filler, like they said about the Book of Boba Fett. But now it seems like these shows are just being like, hey, let's write maybe 3 good episodes and the rest can be crap. They'll watch it because, hey, it's Star Wars, right? It also didn't help that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni were forced to try and shove a different show right in the middle of The Mandalorian this season. So maybe Season 4 will be better. Only time will tell. This has been Vader Reviews. You know the drill by now, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed.